The newsday continues here on One News Now. I'm Riza Diaz. The World Health Organization has declared the new South African COVID strain as a variant of concern. The international body has also named the variant Omicron. Maricel Alidi has the report.
A new COVID variant found in South Africa is giving countries another thing to be cautious about. According to the World Health Organization, 100 samples have been found positive of B11529 variant, some of which were already reported in Botswana and Hong Kong.
But it is something to watch. Everybody that's out there needs to understand that the more this virus circulates, the more opportunities the virus has to change.
The detection of the new variant has already concerned British officials. They say that the variant has doubled the number of mutations than the Delta variant. This suggests that it may be more transmissible and less effective against the current vaccines. As a precautionary measure, the UK has temporarily banned flights from South Africa and 5 other neighboring countries.
I will say we don't know enough about this variant. No one does. I think probably the UK knows more than most because of the excellent work we do on surveillance. But I think it is right that we take this approach and we remain cautious.
But while other countries are imposing travel bans, the Philippines continues to ease restrictions. According to the recent IATF resolution, fully vaccinated Filipinos and tourists from green list countries may enter the country from December 1 to 15. They can forego quarantine if they present a negative RT-PCR test taken 72 hours prior to the departure. For now, Malacanang is still studying the possible impact of the new variant.
We're actively monitoring any developments, and if kinakailangan ng agaran at immediate action ay gagawin po ng ITF.
Infectious disease expert Dr. Edsel Salvania admits that this variant is something to keep an eye on, but medical experts still have limited information about this new mutation.
While nakakabahala yung presence of certain mutations, hindi automatic na mas nakakamatay ito or mas natransmit or mas bumababa yung epekto ng ating vaccines.
For now, the new South African variant is not yet considered a variant of interest or a variant of concern. For News 5, Maricel Halili, we are One News.
Octa is calling for the travel ban of passengers from South African countries. Speaking on 1PH, Octa's Professor Guido David said that the country should close its borders to those affected by the new South African variant as early as possible to prevent it from entering the country. He added that while not much is known about the virus yet, but the country should not take chances, as some experts say this new variant could be the next Delta.
Hindi pa naman natin nasasabing variant of concern siya ngayon, pero concerned yung mga scientists all over. Parang this could be something na baka ito na yung next Delta. Ayaw naman natin pangunahan habang hindi pa nila na-declare na variant of concern. Pero inanahan na nila, nag-declare na sila ng travel ban from South Africa. I think we should follow suit.
Meanwhile, David said NCR can afford to ease the restrictions further to alert level 1. But he added that the government must ensure immediate response in case of a surge.
Yung local trends natin, pwede naman ibaba to alert level 1 basta mabilis tayo mag-scale back pag may nakita tayong threat. Ibig sabihin kung may nakita tayong pagtaas ng cases, kung may indication tayo nakapasok siya, dapat mabilis yung reaction natin. Even yung local protocols natin.
Former NTF advisor Dr. Tony Liachon says he is not in favor of downgrading Metro Manila to alert level 1. In an interview with 1PH sa Totoo Lang, Liachon said that the nationwide vaccination rate remains low, which is currently at 26%. Liachon also notes that the number of deaths due to COVID-19 remains high, majority of which are senior citizens and persons with comorbidities.
Habang gumaganda yung cases natin, saka natin igtingan ng pag-iingat natin para yung buong Disyembre maayos na bakunahan na lahat ng obligasyon natin na bakunahan na, number 1. nakapag-boosters na tayo. Ngayon na less than 1,000, ganun pa rin number of deaths. Kakaiba yan. Lalo na siguro kung mag-increase tayo ng mobility at mapasukan tayo ng variant. So dapat isipin natin.
Now, as COVID-19 cases continue to decline, patients admitted in hospitals are also decreasing. However, health experts continue to remind the public against complacency. Mobile journalist Jacob Lazaro gives us a front seat to the story.
Mas mahirap talaga yung Delta variant.
Dr. Jonathan De La Cruz, COVID team leader of the Santa Ana Hospital in Manila, recalls the hardships they experienced during the Delta variant surge. But more than a month since the worst surge has passed, hospitals are finally decongested. In the last few days, the new daily cases hovered below 1,000 and an ICU utilization rate of 29%. Experts largely attribute this to a ramped-up vaccination which has already inoculated 95% of the target population in the National Capital Region. Santa Ana Hospital, for example, used to run beyond 100% COVID capacity. But now they only have 15 COVID patients with more still to be discharged. But Dr. Encarnita Blanco Limpin, president of the Philippine College of Physicians, said it's non-COVID patients that are now taking up the beds.
Kasi hindi nga sila masyadong nagkukonsulta noong panahon ng pandemic, no?
But experts are warning that we are not out of the woods yet. On Thursday, South Africa announced it has discovered a new COVID variant that could yet be the most worrisome of all. The variant hasn't been found here yet, but there are already 2 cases in Hong Kong. Because of this, Limpin urges the government to do everything they can to make sure that this variant doesn't get into the country.
Maintain natin yung requirement ng RT-PCR. Hindi tayo pwedeng mag-rely doon sa vaccination card lang. Kasi alam naman natin, kahit bakunado ang isang tao, pwede pa rin siyang magkaroon ng COVID-19 infection.
Mobile journalist Jacob Lazaro, we are One News.
Now, here are other stories we're following across the metro. COMELEC has released new normal guidelines for the May 2022 polls prohibiting any form of physical contact during in-person campaign. According to COMELEC, the physical contact during campaign is an election violation. This means that any candidate caught of violating this rule may be disqualified. Among the banned forms of physical contacts during in-person campaigning are handshaking, hugging, and taking of selfies. Crowding around candidates and other companions for in-person campaigning is also banned. Aside from disqualification of the candidate, anybody caught of violating minimum health protocols may face up to 50,000 peso fine or imprisonment of up to 6 years or both. For the second straight year, the traditional traslasyon will be suspended again due to the threat of COVID-19. Despite this, a motorcade in selected areas in Manila will still be held, just like the celebration of the Feast of the Black Nazarene this year. Parochial Vicar Father Douglas Badong said that Quiapo Church will also hold replica visitations to different provinces, replica blessings, and masses in lieu of the procession. And Makati City is now allowing walk-ins at vaccination sites for senior citizens and immunocompromised individuals who want to get COVID-19 booster shots. In an advisory, the LGU said that those considered immunocompromised are people who have immunodeficiencies, HIV or AIDS, cancer, those who underwent an organ transplant, and people taking immunosuppressants. Meanwhile, pregnant women and those with their comorbidities are not yet included, as there are still no guidelines from the health department. Now, the LGU says people who want to have their booster shots should bring valid identification cards and their vaccination cards, while those belonging to the A3 category must also bring a medical clearance certificate from their doctors. The Senate Blue Ribbon Committee continues its hearing into the anomalous purchase of pandemic supplies by the government. Formerly executives Mohit and Twinkle Dargani attended the hearing after being arrested for trying to escape through a chartered plane in Davao City. Here's the report.
Pharmacy Secretary and Treasurer Mohit Dargani was emotional during the Senate Blue Ribbon Committee hearing on Friday. He explained that he and his sister Twinkle did not plan to escape when they were arrested in a chartered plane in Davao City. Mohit said that they were supposed to accompany their mother, who has a mental health problem. The Pharmacy executive said that they were touring around Luzon and even reached other provinces before going to Davao.
When we went to Davao, it was with no plans that we wanted to fly out. It was just that our mother's health and my sister's health was deteriorating. Seeing them waking up, seeing them cry, it was just painful to me.
However, Mohit refused to name the person who financed their chartered flight worth 2 million pesos. He said that he just asked a favor from his friend.
Who was this friend to whom you sent yung mga research mo about the $35,000 to $55,000 price tag just on the flight for a chartered flight? This male friend abroad.
Madam Senator, as much as I would want to answer your question, I don't have my lawyers with me, my legal counsel with me. I may say something that may self-incriminate myself.
But after consulting their lawyers, Mohit said that the person behind their flight was a businessman from Singapore named Gary Wong. He denied having a deep relationship with Wong, something that the senators did not believe.
How do you know Mr. Wong? Paano mo siya nakilala?
I met him in like a restaurant or like a bar in Singapore.
Ano ang entrepreneurial or personal relationships niyo na you could actually ask him to lend you that much?
It was actually the first time, and I was in a situation wherein I was not thinking of the cost at that time. I just told him to, this is the range that I saw, and please do it because I just wanted to do it for my mom and my sister.
You do not know him that well. You have met him only once or twice. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. You know, Mr. Mohit Dargani, do you think that the senators you face are stupid? Huh? You're saying that you met him once. You had no business dealings with him. He lent you $37,000. That's incredible.
Did you have an affair with this guy? I'm serious. Why would he lend you 1 million, the equivalent of 2.5 million pesos at most?
I guess he knows my background.
Dargani was also grilled for not bringing the documents of Pharmacy related to the medical supplies purchased by the government. Senator Franklin Drilon said that they also subpoenaed 2 Pharmacy suppliers. Among these is Evermore Marketing Corporation, who has a fake address. Drilon suggests bringing the Pharmacy documents to the Senate from Dargani.
I cannot understand why you cannot produce this document, which is so critical to our work.
I'm willing to look and locate for the files that I've kept aside because no one expected. I did not expect that when I keep things in a box and I address it to Mr. Ong, everything like our office will be closed. We'll be forced to relocate. I don't have staffs right now.
Senator Richard Gordon also revealed that Pharmacy Director Lincoln Ong smuggled a cell phone inside this detention room in the Senate.
I think he ordered a pizza or a sandwich, and inside the sandwich, I think, I'm just joking, he was about to eat the cell phone.
I like to apologize to the Senate, to the OSAA, that I didn't mean to challenge the authority of the Senate. It was really out of survival instinct because I really miss my family.
Ong was permitted to call his family during reasonable hours and apologize from smuggling the phone.
Chastise my lawyer and tell him you're representing me and you're out of line.
And those are the top stories of the hour. Join us later again at 12 noon as we continue to monitor the day's biggest stories. You can also catch One News on a Signal Play app. Register for a free account now, www.signalplay.com, and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. I'm Riza Diaz. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. We are One News.